and greed index is at extreme fear today at 10. Meanwhile, crypto bubbles is giving us awesome signal that Bitcoin is actually destroying most altcoins out there. If we look at the weekly time frame, but if we drop down to the daily time frame, you also see that the same thing is happening. That is, Bitcoin is destroying most altcoins in the space. If we look at this data currently, let me refresh the page to make sure we are looking at current data. And if we go again to the weekly time frame, you can see also some few coins like Near Protocol, SPX, ZRO, Hype, Pump, and some few that are doing well against Bitcoin. And if we look at the current price of Bitcoin now, Bitcoin is at $71,000, at least above that. No wonder Bitcoin dominance is showing strength on the weekly time frame. Look at this engulfing candle, and this explains why we are seeing Bitcoin dominating the market as of now. At the same time, USDT dominance is breaking a key level of the value area zone. This is the value area low based on the daily time frame marking. If we see a full candle close out of this range, then the chance for us to drop down to this zone, to like right down to this other value area zones, is high. Today, what I want us to establish in our midweek reversal and capital rotation video or show is to look at all coins that we can rotate capital into. Now that we are seeing Bitcoin in strength, this means all coins are going to follow the same trend. Remember, we have a key resistance level at $73,000 for Bitcoin. So this movement now might take us right up to that price point and even break higher. But we have key value areas that we are going to be looking at to give us that momentum. But at the same time, I want us to look at some altcoins to that we can rotate our capital from either USDT, Bitcoin into these altcoins. And all of this is based on the BETONG capital and market structure framework. I have this free framework that I follow every now and then. And if you are interested in this framework, go below this video. There's a link where you're going to download this framework. And one thing that makes me so happy is when I see comments like this, especially from Jacqueline Smith. Wow, wow, wow. Say you analyze BTC and the art like you own them because of how good you are. Thanks a lot for all the helpful information you share with everyone here. God bless you always. God bless you also, Jacqueline. You are amazing. Thanks so much for that feedback. It means a lot to me. If I'm able to help one, two, three persons to get value, to me that's enough. I don't have to impact the whole world or thousands of people. I just want to find one person that I can impact every now and then. And seeing comments like this is really touching, and I love it. Gives me that vibe to like to keep doing this. If you are new, subscribe and let's dive into today's analysis. Straight and quick. Now, I want us to dwell our analysis on first, like let's take it based like structurally. Based on the structure currently, we have break above Monday high and Tuesday high. So these boxes that you see, I have Monday trading range and Tuesday trading range. So price has broken above all of that range, and at the same time break above the value area high of this volume profile zone. And this value area is in confluence with our weekly volume profile zone. If you look at our weekly volume profile trading zone, you can see that this was the value area high, and this was the POC, and this was the value area low. Price has gravitated from the value area low to the POC, and now we are back at the value area high. Price breaking above that value area high. And if we look at our macro range, we have the previous weekly market structure range at 74 or $73,000. So if we want to consider this move to be valid, we need to see a huge break out of this range, close with high volume out of this range. Then we are looking for that pullback, which is going to be the retest of that same move. But for now, I think it's still early price is still building. This weekly candle that what we are seeing here forming, if we see this candle form like this and it close like this, then it means it's gonna be a strong engulfing candle on the weekly time frame. Taking out how many weekly candle? One, two, three weekly candles. So this is gonna be bullish signal that price might continue, and the next week we might see price retrace to recover half of this candle before continuing to the upside. So for now, don't bother if say you miss out on any altcoins that you are looking at or Bitcoin. There's still time to get in the trade, and I'm going to show you guys key areas where you should be looking at getting into the trade when price gets into those area. Now I'm going to just focus now on the 4 hours time frame for Bitcoin. What I want to look at here is going to help us to rotate into our altcoins. Now you see this zone that I mentioned, right, guys? Price has broken above this zone. And the next thing we should expect is this. We're gonna see price make this huge move towards this resistance level that price break into. Like when price break structure, price always go to retest structure. And we have this fair value gap above here, which from when price was breaking to the downside. And I want to correspond this fair value gap with another indicator here, which is the Fibonacci 2. I want to block it here and see whether that fair value gap area is actually an important area based on the volume profile, based on the Fibonacci retracement tool. And yeah, it is a cool area. If we look at where price started, the dump, let me just go straight away from where the dump started, right up here. Or we can easily say that this zone that we have this fair value gap is also in correspondent to the 73 $72,000 price point I mentioned. And if we are to if we are to actually go further with our analysis, we'll say that for us to be able to consider this move as a proper move, price need to break above, at least grab this liquidity around this fair value gap area. From there, we wait for retracement back. So I'm gonna take off this volume profile because now, sorry, I'm gonna take off this um the Fibonacci tool, because now we have our range and we have to focus on our range. If say price is gonna break, we wanna see price break and kiss this fair value gap zone. Guys, remember we trade fair value gap, and fair value gaps are imbalances on the chart. If we are dealing with imbalances on the chart, then we need to expect price to go and fill those imbalances on the chart. And if say we see price today, go to that area. What we are expecting, as I mentioned, is pullback back to this Monday and Tuesday trading range. So going now down to the 1 hour time frame, we can easily see what price has been doing here and what to expect price to do. And one indicator I want to bring here is I want to take off this um alpha trend. I want to bring in another indicator here, which is the BETONG now break and retest. So break and retest. Okay, this is it. I want to see where we are here. Let's see also where we are on a 4 hours time frame. Okay, you see, this is something awesome for me because this indicator that I just brought here, which is the bottom moving average, it acts as support and resistance. I only bring it when I want to see whether price has hit a resistance level or a support level. And bringing it in right now, I can see that price has broken out of this range with high volume. So automatically, I'm looking now for price to retrace back to this Debeton moving average, this support and resistance moving average. You can get all of these indicators for free. You can just search for that on the indicators bar. But the one I recommend you get is this market structure indicator. Just search for Debeton market structure, the one that has 10 people using it right now. Debeton market the Beton crypto market structure, you're gonna get it, and it's gonna print all of this fair value gap automatically. So I'm gonna take off now this other indicator, break and retest strategy. This the Beton moving average, which acts as support and resistance. And now what I mentioned earlier is gonna be what will happen. Not like certainty, but based on where price is giving us that flavor that we have to see price to an extent break structure or change character. And this is the main area that price has been rejecting in the past. Let's pay attention to this now. This is a major area that price has been rejecting in the past. We are there now. So if we see to any 4 hours candle close above that area, then it means our confirmation is valid, right? It means we have our confirmation. This movement here has led to a break of structure. This movement here, that came out of the fair of the volume profile zone, has led to what? A break of structure. So this whole movement here that has been forming higher heights and higher lows is going to be a good, like it's going to be a move to consider to buy retest of that move. So when we see price do that and retest back to this area, that's when we are rotating to most of those altcoins. And there's some altcoins that we can even rotate now. I mean, they are showing huge trend and they're gonna break alongside Bitcoin. And when you see Bitcoin hit this $74,000 or $73,000, that's when you want to get out from those altcoins because Bitcoin is gonna retrace back and those altcoins are gonna retrace even harder. So I think when price is gonna get to that to those area, you have to start looking at possibility to get out from those altcoins. Now, this is an important chart that I want us to look at. Remember, guys, we trade structure, and we trade structure because that's how price move. Price move in structure, and based on our volume profile, this is on the right side to say, okay, as we are breaking down this volume profile, it means price is not going to go down automatically. No, if we see a complete break and a full candle on the daily time frame close out of the value area high, you can see ever since there hasn't been any full daily candle closes or close out of this value area until then before we can confirm our move. That's why I said to you guys, we need to wait and see how price is going to react when price hit that 75, that's $73,000 or $74,000 for Bitcoin. And if we're going to see that happen, the same thing is going to be happening here with USDT dominance. So we need to see a full candle close out of this range for us to start considering getting full into altcoins. Remember, this is liquidity. Liquidity is what you have to understand before you place any trade. You have to understand where the money is coming from and what happens when the money is going to rotate back, right? So, looking at where we are, most people can say, okay, dominance is dropping, but what I see is capital is actually rotating back into Bitcoin or altcoin because if you look at dominance, it's a signal that they are now the big institutions are now favoring crypto, right? If you see dominance dropping, it means they are favoring crypto. If you see it rising, it means they are favoring USDT or stablecoin, or they want to stay out of risky asset. Okay, so that's that for that. Let's get to this, which is Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance has been rejecting this 50-day moving average. Yeah, this blue moving average. So looking at current daily weekly price action, you can see that what we saw on the price, what we saw on the price of what we saw on the chart of Bitcoin on the weekly time frame. Let's go on the chart of Bitcoin on the weekly time frame. Look at this engulfing candle here on this weekly time frame. Focus only on this candle, and then go back on dominance. You see, look at this engulfing candle. So if we see this weekly candle closes like this, or even um, above this 50 moving average, then it's a sign that Bitcoin dominance is going to at one point attempt either of this zone, let's say at around 61 or 62, or go right up to maybe even 74. Right. But for us to buy like that immediately, to buy Bitcoin like that, or to buy altcoin like that immediately without understanding what is going on, we need to see what will happen this week. This week candle must close bullish or as an engulfing candle before we can start looking at possibilities of continuation. And if we see this candle closes with strength, high volume, then we expect some sort of pullback next week before continuation to the upside. And if we see dominance break and close above the 50-day moving average with volume, then that's when you look for to buy altcoins during pullback. Well, once Bitcoin dominance is going to be pulling back, when you see Bitcoin dominance like move heavily, that's where when you start looking for altcoins to buy, because at that time at that point in time, altcoins are going to be looking stronger than Bitcoin. Bitcoin has to retrace back to the 50-day moving average before any continuation back to the upside. Remember, when we see any break of structure, there must be a retest of structure before the continuation. So this is a structure now. If we see dominance break out of this structure, the next thing we'll wait for is retrace back to this structure. So any impulsive move from here is going to be accompanied by retest of that structure. I had to take time to explain all of this to you because, guys, I want you to be on the same page with the market. Don't chase pump. For example, look at this altcoin power. If you were chasing this altcoin, you would have been like decimated. But what did I do? Look at what I did. I went to the daily time frame, right? I look at this altcoin. I said to myself, what is going on here? Look at this huge move. And where did the move started? The move started here around this area. The huge move to the upside and retraced back to this zone. And look at where it was. It was around the POC or around the fair value gap area. Or let me say around the volume profile value area. You can see we have the value area high, the POC, the alpha trend, and also we have this value area low. Now I'm gonna take off the alpha trend because I want you to understand that I don't I don't necessarily need an indicator to trade any altcoin out there or anything out there. I need just structure to guide me. And this was a structure that was broken. Price we test it, and now where are we? A huge dump like this is usually accompanied by retracement back, at least taking retracement back to half of the move. Like, okay, now I'm able to speak. Let me take a deep breath. When you see a huge move like this, like a dump like this, what you should expect is recovery of half of that move. So in this case, what you do or what we should anticipate is price will recover half of this move for power. If you want to buy this, you can buy this on BitConnect or any other exchange that this coin is. But try to buy it spot, don't buy futures. This should be the target at least first before anything else. That's why I took a trade here. I took a 2x leverage trade here. And my target is the midpoint of this move, which is going to be around 0.58. But we can still see this coin go right up there. Right. But what I'm trying to teach you guys is this: when you see any move like this to the upside, don't rush to FOMO in. Wait for price to retrace back to where the move started, because guys, liquidity is what moves the market. And if say buyers step in around this level, it means for us to be able to confirm that this level is actually a good level to start buying again, we need to see rejection from that zone. And until then, before we can consider that move, this move to the upside was actually accompanied by real buyers, not bots or shakeout or fake move. You have to understand the psychology behind it or the thesis behind every move. That's why when price break every structure, at one point in time, price need to retrace back to the structure and then retest it. If say the buyers that push price to the upside in the first place hold that area, it means that they can still come in afterwards. Right? This is not something difficult to understand. It's easy to understand. You need to know how to apply this on a day-to-day basis when you are trading any asset out there, not only Bitcoin. Because most of the time, you guys hear me talk about Bitcoin. It's not as if I trade only Bitcoin. No, Bitcoin is my base currency. I use Bitcoin to chart every other coin in the market. Same as if I am looking at gold, I want to see what silver is doing also, because silver move alongside gold. or yeah, silver move alongside gold. I'm talking about silver or gold and silver. Let's see where we are in this cycle. Remember, guys, we have been talking about key areas here for gold, and I mentioned to you guys that gold has hit a key level that we anticipated that for it to hit. Let me go back on the 1 hour time frame. This was the level, yeah. This zone around this was the level, and immediately I saw this retracement back here. I said to myself that gold is about to dump again, and what happened? Gold did dump again, right? Looking at the daily time frame now, so we're looking at the 1 hour time frame. Now we are seeing some sort of recovery towards this area. But one thing you have to understand is what happened before price break out of this structure. Price was actually moving sideways. Yeah, price of gold. Let me mark the key area for you so you understand how to apply this apply this to any other asset out there. Now, this was the range before gold break structure. You see, price break with high volume above the value area zone. And where is price again? Price is back around this value area zone. So whatever is going to happen here, at least we need to see the price of gold break with high volume, all right, close above, then you are buying retracement here. But I doubt that. I doubt is this going to be the case, all right? I think for what I'm looking at here, we can easily see gold drop further to the downside. If we look at the higher time frame setup, like the 4 hours time frame, you can see that gold can easily drop more to the downside based on where we are currently, you know. And it's normal because gold has been in a constant uptrend. And what we are seeing now is price is retesting key levels. And if price is not able to hold key levels, then price will continue to drop down to the downside. And going to the weekly time frame, we can establish our overall macro range. See, yeah. And if you look at this carefully, this is the weekly range that we need to pay attention to for the future. This range is where most of the major buys are going to take place. And this is around 4,000 to 4,300 price point for gold. Now, talking about midweek reversal, should you buy gold now? No. Should you like look for longs now? No. What you should be looking at for gold now is short based on what we are seeing here. Price has hit a key level where look at this level here, this fair value gap level for gold. Price hit it, so the next thing we should expect is pullback. All right. Until then, nothing makes sense. Going to silver, the same story, right? On the daily time frame, you see, we had a key area here. Remember, guys, what I mentioned earlier. When you see a huge move like this, a huge impulsive move towards any direction, the next thing you do is mark that daily range. Mark that range from the bottom to the top or the top to the bottom and take it to the future. What you are looking at is midpoint of that range. Expect price to retrace back to at least midpoint of that range. You can do this on any candle, not only the daily candle, but when you work with the daily candle, it gives you more perspective or it gives you more urge, more upper hand in the market. Because when price move towards key psychological level, like midpoint of every candle, usually you should expect pullback from there before continuation. So if say you look for um a a buy or short opportunity, sorry, a buy or short opportunity, depending on where price is, whether you are buying a red candle or you are selling a green candle, right? Just depending on which candle is on the chart. If say it's a red candle, then you are looking for short. If say it's a green candle, then you are looking for buy. In this case, it's short, and you're looking for short at least half of the move from the bottom to the top. Now, calculate this move from, let's take this calculation, from this bottom here, this low, to that high, right? What you see, this is half of the move again. This is how price move. If you understand how price move, you can easily cash out your profit like ABC. So we always require price to always expect price to recover half of its move at every given period in time before anything else. Especially on the higher time frame. So you can see this is not magic. It's not like something so complicated. It's easy. Just mark those key zones, and from there you expect price to reject. And when you mark those zones, you can drop down to the lower time frame, like the 50 minutes time frame, and look for your entry. Simple as that. For example, now let's see what happened here. Or let's zoom out. Let's see. Let me see. Let me do this on the 1 hour time frame. Yeah, I'm not able to see the zones I marked here on this. Maybe it. Yeah, 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 yeah. So let me do it this way instead. So we see what actually happened. Yeah. So going now to the low and high of that second move, you see the midpoint in the middle, right? Now we drop down to the 15 minutes time frame. Let's see how price reacted to that area. You see? Oh, this is not doing what I want to do. What's going on here? Wow. This is not doing what I want it to do. It's so sensitive now. Oh boy. Let me go back to the let me stick on 4 hours time frame. Let's see. Yeah, it's actually responding now. Let me go back to the 1 hour time frame. Let me see. Okay. So this was the zone here. Look at this fair value gap here. All right. No, 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 not that one. This was a zone here. See, half of that move was recovered. If we zoom out, we go up. I'm not able to see what I'm looking at here, but I hope you understand the idea. Yeah, the logic. You see, um, no, 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 no. Let me mark this zone again. This is not what I marked on the daily time frame. Yeah, you see, this is not what I marked. So what I marked, I marked from this low here, this level to that high. Yeah, that's what I marked. Let's take it to the future and then go now down to the 1 hour time frame. Yes, yes, this is what I wanted to see. Okay, so look at this midpoint. Look at the rejection here. If we go to the 15 minutes time frame, you also see that. You see, look at the rejection here, right? And immediately after that, price move drastically to the upside. And look at also this midpoint here, how price rejected. And from this level, price has created a range that price is going to be moving sideways or around that range until price break either out above or below. Yeah. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much what I'm anticipating. And if you look at the price of Bitcoin currently, Bitcoin is at the market is open. You can see. Oh, let's just go to a different chart right now, so we see what this base is doing. Okay, so this is our zone we mark. Remember, we need to see Bitcoin hit this $73,000 price point, and it's going to happen, right? The market is open. What I'm expecting to happen with Bitcoin is simple throughout this session, throughout the US session. You need to see a huge candle break above this zone, retrace back, then continuation or dump to this value area zone. But that's pretty much what I'm expecting based on what we discussed today. So, guys, looking at some altcoins that are doing well right now against Bitcoin, I want to go to Bitcoin pairs. Only Ethereum is showing strength. Ethereum, Dogecoin, yeah, Dogecoin. Let's see Dogecoin today. Let's see on the 1 hour time frame. The chart is still choppy. 4 hours. Yeah, yeah. Only Dogecoin is showing strength against Bitcoin. Yeah, only Dogecoin. But Bitcoin is showing super strength against any of these coins right now. But at least Dogecoin is outperforming Bitcoin today, which is good thing, right? And let's see, do we have any other coin? Yeah, just Dogecoin and Ethereum. These are the only coins doing well against Bitcoin today. The rest, Bitcoin is destroying them actually. So yeah, we have to wait until Bitcoin hit those key resistance level that I mentioned before we can come and analyze the altcoin that Bitcoin is actually doing well against. You have to understand this, guys. Don't just rush and place that buy or take action before you realize, oh, you made the wrong move. You wait for price to actually get to those resistance level. I've shown you Bitcoin dominance. I've shown you USDT dominance. I've shown you the price of Bitcoin. Shown you levels where you should be expecting price to go to, and also what you should expect price to do. So wait for price to get to those areas before you start reacting to what price has done. Until then, guys, that's it for today's show. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and yeah, see you guys on Friday. The next is so yeah, Friday is our weekly close and capital protection day. Yeah, that's what we're gonna discuss on Friday. If you wanna get the full framework to study it, go below this video. You are gonna see a link to get the full framework. You're gonna enjoy it. It's gonna help you throughout your investment or trading career. You want to be trading the right move, not the wrong move. And my framework, the Beton Capital and Market Structure Framework, gives you the full guide on how to go about this. So make sure you check that out, and don't forget to get these indicators. I'm gonna be using all of these indicators every day when I do live and on my videos as well, so that you will be familiar, so that you're gonna be familiarized with these indicators, or with the tools I use to analyze the market and trade the market. These are fair value gaps, volume profile. These are the most important tools that I have in my arsenal to to destroy the market. All right, guys. See you the next one. Bye bye. Ciao.